Today I find out how fun it is to remove spark plugs that have been in for about 20 years. I'm almost ashamed to admit that I have owned this truck for about 3 years, give or take, and I haven't done a tune-up on it yet. But that's gonna change today. I picked up some spark plugs, new wires, distributor cap, and something that I'm glad I can use to fix a problem I'm having with my windshield wipers. This is an old problem revisited. And in a recent video, I replaced these, so now they look good, but these look kind of dingy and bobo now. So I'm gonna see if I have time to replace these too. So I'm gonna start with the spark plugs. And this is a V8, so there are 8 of them. There's one back there, one right there, one right there, and one right there. And the other side is just a mirror image of the passenger side. There's one in the back, one right there, one right there, one right there. Obvious to people who work on cars, but if you've never seen it, it might not be obvious. And the spark plug wires run from the spark plug up to the distributor cap, which lives back there. So when you take out the spark plugs, you gotta make sure you know which wire you're plugging back up to it. So I think my plan of attack would be to replace one spark plug at a time. Let's go for it. Check out my cool toys. But I'm in here because this is my little library, and here's the one for the trucks. And it says the gap should be 0.035 inches, and it says I should get the AC Delco CR43TS spark plugs. And that is what I got. So let's go get the gap tool. I have gap tools all over the place. I think I carry one in my daily backpack. But this one on the left does not have the size I need, but the one up top does. 0.035 is on that one. All right, so this is my new spark plug. Let's see how the gap is. That is either just right or slightly too big, so I may adjust it a little bit. All right, so I'm going to adjust it down a little bit. Maybe a little more. That's too much, so now I'm gonna come back a smidge. Now I'm telling you right now, these trucks are very forgiving, and a non-perfect spark plug gap, the truck will probably still run fine, but I at least want to start off perfect. You know what I mean? All right, so that it just barely goes through, and at the wrong angle it drags a little, so I'm gonna call that good. I'll do that with all 8. So now I'm done. I've gapped all 8. So now I'm gonna see if I have anti-seize and we can take out the old ones. I know I have anti-seize somewhere, but I can't find it. So I'll probably have to take a trip to the store. I'll be right back. Went to the store, got some anti-seize. Let's see if we can get these old spark plugs out. All right, ugh, this is hard for me to reach. So I am going to pull this wire off. And it feels like it hasn't been pulled off in a long time. All right, let's see if I can get it. Ugh. All right, I need to call in the reinforcements. Working on inline 4 cylinders is so much easier. I've had this tool for a long time, but I rarely use it. Ugh. All right, hopefully the other ones will go a bit easier. So let's see if we can get a socket on there. 5/8 spark plug socket. And it is not going on that easy. I was having trouble pushing the spark plug socket on at this angle. So instead of using a spark plug socket, I'm just gonna use a regular socket so it'll just slide all the way on there. There we go. There we go. And I can see why it was a little harder to get the spark plug socket on the old one, because, let me adjust the light, because you look, the hex portion that the socket would mate with is a bit deeper on the old one. But yeah, these have been in there a while. You can tell by the rust and the discoloration. So I'm gonna prep this one and put it in. So I'm just gonna put a bit of anti-seize on the spark plug. Not a lot, just a bit. Like that. So now let's go put it in. Now I am a fan of the tube method to not strip the spark plug threads. That is when you put the spark plug into a tube like this and start it. That way, if it's cross-threaded, the tube will slip before the threads get stripped. So when I found out about that, I started using it to put my spark plugs in. But since you can't see it, I gotta feel where the hole is. And when the threads catch and it starts spinning in, you know it, and they've caught. So now that's as tight as I can go with the tube, so I'm done. And according to the manual that I have, the spark plug torque spec is 120 to 180 inch-pounds. So I'd set my torque wrench to somewhere between 150 and 160. I don't know why from this angle, why I always have trouble getting it on. Oh, it's hitting this shield. Aha. That's why I was having so much trouble. All right, so now let's tighten this bad boy down. All right, so now it's stopped. So this is where I'm going to use the torque wrench. And 160 inch-pounds is not that much. And since my fingers can't get in there too easily, I'm going to use the needle nose pliers to pull this socket back off now. Come on. Damn. So that shield is really in the way. Maybe I can bend the shield away from the socket in hopes that it'll give me some wiggle room. There we go. It's coming now. All right. And just for the time being, I am going to not put it all the way on, but just reposition the old spark plug wire on it so that I know that that wire goes to that plug. Let's move to the next one. So there's the one we just replaced. And the next one is right here beside the oil dipstick. And like last time, I'm going to try and pull it off with my hand. And like last time, it is difficult. So let's try this magic tool. Well, that was quicker than last time. All right, let's see if this one comes out easier. Nice. And since this is not the spark plug socket, I didn't expect it to hold it, but check it out. It came out with it. And like last time, I prepped it with anti-seize. So let's see if I can get it back home. All right, so that's as tight as I can go with the tube. Tighten it to stop with the ratchet socket. Torque to spec with the torque wrench. And then I'm just gonna, like with the last one, just position this back on. I'm not gonna push it all the way on, just enough so it stays. And we have 6 more to go, and I'm going to do them all exactly like that. Well, that was unfortunate, but I won't forget which one this goes on. Come on.
light going. I'll get a little extra trillium playlist. Oh, I thought I heard a phone ring.
Nah, you hear my ratchet spinning.
Oh.
I'm cursing you right now, Mama.
What?
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I cannot reach this thing I'm reaching for in the car.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
And you still think that's my fault? Okay.
It's the way jeans work. Ain't nobody on Dad's side as short as you.
Well, my jeans may be short, but they mighty.
And smart, and smart. Yeah, this one looks as bad as all the others. I am glad I am doing this. Yeah, it took me a while to get this one started because again, these are semi-blind. Now, as I'm doing these spark plugs, I see the condition of the headers, but I am not looking forward to removing all those rusted bolts. Sometimes it's good to leave well enough alone. All right, so I need to make a note that the second broken one is the driver's side closest to the firewall. So let's keep on moving. Even though you know exactly where you need to get to pull off these spark plug cables, the driver's side and the passenger side have their own challenges in terms of how to reach them. On this side, we have to contend with the brake reservoir. And for somebody who's done it a lot, they may have their own method, but for me, it's not that I'm struggling, it's just that it's not straightforward. So I'm trying. This is not the way to do this. But since I'm putting on new ones, and it's my truck, if I break something, I'll be responsible for fixing it. Well, that worked. I know you cannot see the spark plug, but I guarantee you it's back there. Damn, I was in there. Ugh. Damn. Get some leverage. Haha. Yeah, this one does not want to come out. Ooh, it's been in there a long time. And this one was still intact, so I can lightly put it back on. I don't know if this saying even applies right here, but what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Does that even make sense? In other words, I'm gonna try what worked on the last one on this one. Just grabbing it with these big channel locks and pulling. Okay, maybe not so lucky. Oh, that's an easy way to do it. Or so I thought. But you can't do this on all of them because the angle, ooh, that's not good. Chip the ceramic. Oh, it did work, cool. Now this one is sort of wide open, so I'm hoping it doesn't give me too many problems. Uh-oh, I heard some cracking that did not sound good. Ooh, you see that? Don't do that. Damn. Pipe time. You know, the struggles are sometimes part of the fun in getting somebody else's old car and slowly bringing it back to life, because the reward of getting it going and making it daily drivable again is a really good feeling. So I probably cracked the ceramic when I was using the pry bar. Don't do that. Of course, the last one came out easier because it's out in the open. All right, the last one. Well, a few hiccups, but nothing that we didn't overcome. Taking out those old spark plugs took longer than I planned, so I'm going to do the spark plug wires and the distributor cap in the next video. If you would like to follow along, hit subscribe, and if you'd like to see all the other things I've already done to my K1500, check out my playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.